Yeah, yeah. They trying to keep me locked for us.
Good evening, family. This is Simone Love. And as season one comes to a close on May 25th,
Trying to keep
I
me
would like to
locked for
thank
us
each
since
and
I
every one of you for your
time I done
continued
played with
support,
my
and
dudes.
also
They
to
was
my
doing
Red
right
Media
trying to
Radio
confiscate
family
my rights,
for
but they
allowing me the
placed me on the next
opportunity
time of
to
the million
present
fathers. I'm
controversial
feeling like I
yet
can't
important
do it.
topics to
Try
the
to put
public.
me
Rest
underneath, I can
assured,
feel the weight.
you won't
I've
miss
been
me
fighting for
because
my
I'll
life for
still
so
be
long
here
because
with repeat
love,
episodes
yeah,
every Wednesday at 7
we all
p.m.
win.
But we'll see you back here in the
We all
fall
win.
of this year for season two of Simone Love Presents the Hour. So make sure you keep it locked on redmediaradio.com.
This episode of Simone Love's Hour is sponsored by TDS Accounting and Tax Services, where we provide a wide range of services. We provide accounting services tailored to your specific business needs. We also provide personal and business tax services. So give us a call today at 202-299-4082. Again, 202-299-4082 to set up an appointment.
Do you like action, adventure, and romance? Good. My name is Rodney A. Nobles. I am the author of the Drifter book series. The series is about a prominent black professional named Max Cordell. He was a high-profile lawyer and world karate champion who owned 2 karate schools. He was falsely accused of having relations with a teenage student. He was stripped of his law license, his school was shut down, and he was thrown into prison. After spending nearly 2 years in prison, the teenage girl admitted it was all a lie. Max Cordell left prison a scarred man. Although he wanted nothing else to do with humanity, he couldn't turn his back on people who were being oppressed by bad people. He used his martial arts skills and his legendary sword to help people, and then he would move on. The people began calling him the Drifter. The book series can be purchased from my website, www.rodneyanobles.com. Thank you.
Welcome to Simone Love's Hour. Here we focus on criminal justice reform and a host of other topics. I'm your host, Simone Love, and I'll be here each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. here on redmediaradio.com. Thank you for listening, and please enjoy the show. Hello, we are here today with our very special guest, Mr. Shaun Thomas, who is the owner of Vegan Philly. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing amazing today. How's everybody?
Oh, good. Glad to have you. So, me and you met, and we'll talk about that later, about how we, came to be. But I want to, what we try to focus on in this show is to give a message to our younger generation who are, on that path to trouble, or who are not on that path to trouble, just to let them know that this is not the path that they want to take. Tell us how your history relates in that situation.
You're saying the path that they shouldn't take.
Right.
Yeah.
The street life.
Yes. Yeah, the street life, man. Understand that a lot of things are put in place to make you choose that life.
Mm-hmm.
TV shows, movies, the music now. They romanticize, fetishize the street life as if it's something you want to do. So the kids hear this and see this and they think that it's cool. Trust me, you never win in the end. The only ending for that life is dead or in jail. And if you in jail, you can consider yourself dead if you in there doing more than 10 years.
I feel you on that one, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
So what was some of your experiences as far as, your when you were growing up and getting caught up in that situation?
So I was kind of born into it. Born into a home. We talking back in the '80s. A house that was, like the sort of like, I guess you could say like the dope house on the block.
Right.
So being a little baby, being a little kid in that house, in that environment, I saw a lot of characters come through there. A whole lot of characters. Pimps, hoes, hustlers, gamblers, thieves, murderers.
Wow.
A lot of characters. And I always knew I wanted to be different. Even as a small child, just seeing them saying, okay, I know I'm in this environment, I know it's where I am, but I believe that I'm different and I want to do something different. Ultimately, as I grew older, and got to taste the life, some real life stuff, and, I chose the wrong way, the wrong path, just selling dope, carrying guns and all that type of stuff, and just trying to be something that really you're not, what I'm saying? It's like we're a bunch of lambs that come outside and turn into lions because of the environment.
Yeah.
But really underneath, man, we a bunch of lambs, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with some creative guys, some guys that had great ideas, but some ideas and stuff was knocked down by, the hood.
Right.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So they never really got to flourish. And a lot of guys are still there, still in the same corners, same neighborhood. The entire life is spent in poverty, in the ghetto. So I just got to see better for yourself. Starts internally with the mindset. It's always cool to change your mind. I think, you can't change your mind. Change your mind and change your life. You don't need me or anybody else to tell you you're somebody. God brought you here for that reason right there. You are somebody,
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. So what made you change your mind?
I'm very observant, and I could just look in some guys' eyes and just see like they really don't see anything else for themselves, you know what I'm saying? But I knew me inside, I'm like, this isn't it for me. Just, living where I was living, doing what I was doing, like, I'm like, this can't be life. Like, this not for me. I didn't know about my friends or whoever else, but I'm like, for me, this gotta be more. It's gotta be something else. You know what I mean? And changing my diet really helped me change my mind, change my perspective. It's really, it's gonna be really, really, really hard to put garbage inside the machine and expect it to run well.
Wow, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So many people that, they care more about their car than their own self, their own body. So they'll make sure they put the best gas in their car, but they'll put the worst foods, the most horrible, bottom shelf foods and products in their own body, forgetting that their body is the most expensive vehicle on the planet.
Right. So where did you grow up at? You grew up in Philly?
Yeah, I grew up in Germantown.
In Germantown, okay.
Yeah, Philly.
Okay.
That's right. I went to Prince Hall, Pastorius, Ada Lewis. I graduated from Martin Luther King High School. So I'm a Germantown. I'm an uptown guy. Left, right, top to bottom. I was born in Germantown Hospital.
Okay.
I'm talking about 1980. So that's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. That's a tough place.
Yeah, definitely. When did you have the business ideal to open up, your restaurant? Vegan Philly is the name, correct?
Go vegan.
Go vegan. Go vegan Philly. Okay. So first, let me just tell the listeners how I came into coming into your restaurant. So I was watching, and I think I was telling you this, right, Mr. Thomas, that I was watching a program or something, and it was showing how the meat was like the butchers were cutting the cancer out of the meat and still putting this meat into the grocery stores and allowing us to eat this meat.
Right.
And immediately my stomach just turned.
Right.
And I said, I'm not eating meat no more. I'm not doing this. So I started looking through the internet, finding vegan stores, because I knew, and I think you and I discussed this, that I can't allow myself to get hungry or I'm going to revert back because I think I can't find things to eat, right?
Right.
So I saw your store before, but I just never actually went to it. I saw when they had the grand opening. So I said, well, let me go buy some things that are vegan, get myself acclimated to, what I'm doing, start doing a little bit of research. And that's when I said I'm going to go vegan Philly, because when I think I looked at it the night it probably was closed. I said, I'm going first thing, 12 o'clock. To start getting my cheese steaks and see how, if I can handle this taste. And, I was telling you the story. So for those of us, first let's talk about your restaurant and when did you open it, and tell us how you came about opening it.
Well, I've been vegan going on a little over 7 years now, 8 years.
Okay.
So once that journey led me to the idea of Go Vegan Philly, because, you go back 7, 8 years ago, it wasn't as popular then as it is now.
Right.
Like now you can, you got Go Vegan Philly now, you got a few other places, and, even non-vegan restaurants that have maybe some vegan options on their menu now.
Right, right.
But then it was like nothing at all, still foreign to people, so I was going out to restaurants and I was packing a lunch or I was eating when I left places. It just got exhausting to do that. Looking like I'm going on a field trip for the whole lunch meal. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would go to restaurants and, they'd be like, well, my friend here, he's vegan. You have anything for him? And they ain't know what the hell they was talking about,
Wow.
Like, I guess we got salad or, some green beans or whatever. I'm like, man, I got tired of that. So I'm like, well, I got to get back in the kitchen, learn how to cook again, so I'll be able to cook variety of things that I like,
Uh-huh.
Because just because I don't eat those things anymore doesn't mean I don't have that taste for, like, fried chicken or some crab or, stuff like that.
Right.
I got to go back in the kitchen and just figure out what's great substitutes or things that I could use that could hit like it was crab or, hit like it was fish or cheesesteak or, like I said, fried chicken, but vegan.
Right.
So doing all of that trial and error, and then finally finding the perfect stuff, it was like, okay, I have something here. And that was 2017. I was working in schools. I was working with children.
Okay.
That's my background, working with youth.
Okay.
Youth. I had quite a few youth programs. I worked in schools with children. And I had resigned from my job. The night before I resigned, I knew the next day I was going to resign. Like, I knew that night, like, this is going to be my last day tomorrow. I had Go Vegan wasn't even in my mind yet at that time.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. I just know that I didn't want to work in the schools no more because I didn't like the way that the children were being treated.
Okay.
And I hated the fact that the people like myself that were there to really help them, that really had good and bright ideas that could really help them, like, the schools just didn't even want that type of help. It's almost like they wanted the children to be exactly what they were at that moment, so they could, like, to me, send them to prison or, they become a statistic.
Wow. Okay.
So I hated that feeling. It was killing me every day. So, if you hate something that bad, then you got a choice to make. You have a decision to make.
That's true.
My decision was, I'm done. So, August 26th, that was it. My last day, 2017. The idea for Go Vegan Philly didn't even come till late October.
That same
So,
year, okay, in
yeah,
2017.
yep. Um, and I called a buddy of mine. I'm like, yo, let's got an idea to start something, but let's do our research. Let's travel around. Let's see what's out there. See what's not out there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, cool. But he was like, he said, I have a friend that's a chef guy that does like raw food, raw food. So he's like, okay, let's bring him on board.
Okay.
At this time, Go Vegan actually started as a juice company. Wasn't even about food. Go Vegan Philly was actually a juice company first.
Oh, okay.
So we were juicing.
Okay.
Doing the C-malls and the juice and the smoothie. And we had about maybe 100 different combinations of juice and food.
Wow. So was this in a store or?
No, this was out of my home.
Okay.
This was out of my home.
Wow.
In 2017, out of my home. But when my buddy thought his buddy would be good to bring on board, we added there was 5 or 6 different food items there. So this is about, we're talking beginning of November.
Uh-huh.
We say, okay, the new year, 2018, we're going to open for business. We're going to go live. We're going to open for business. Okay, cool. So we're going to take November, December to, tie loose ends and, get everything right, get everything ready. And then about January 2nd or 3rd, we're gone. We're going to do it from my home every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
So the chef that my friend brought on, when December comes, he goes on this thing like a month of silence, where he's not talking to anybody. He's not verbally talking.
Huh?
But he's like texting. But he's not verbally talking. So that kind of I didn't really agree. That just
didn't sit well with you.
At all.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was calling them. I mean, we're about to start a business. I mean, you might want to talk to the people,
You think?
Start a business with, you might want to move this whole month of silence to a whole different month.
Yeah, I would have been a little concerned about that too, right?
That concerned me a lot. I called my buddy. I said, hey, I can't do this with him. So, he's like, okay. So he said, all right, we're not going to open in January. Let's find a new date.
Okay.
So in between us, just trying to find a new date, we picked up another chef. We found another chef. Only thing with this chef was he wanted to bring more food items to the menu, which means we had to cut the juices and smoothie menu down tremendously. We cut it down a lot so he could add more food items. So we added so now this is where Go Vegan takes a turn to become a restaurant.
Okay.
With this new chef. The new chef added about 15 different food items we have going. And I mean, he's a real chef, so he really wanted to cook.
Right.
And he was a cook, a great cook. He wasn't a vegan chef, so I kind of showed him a lot of things, a lot of substitutes, and he got the hang of it pretty quick. And, everything was running well. So we said, okay, it's January now, by mid-January, we say, all right, let's open in February.
Okay.
We say, okay, cool. We said, no. We say, let's throw a tasting party in February. That's what we do.
Okay.
We say, let's throw a house party. So we threw a house party. About 100 people showed up to the house party, and it was amazing.
Nice.
Loved everything.
Okay.
Loved everything. I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. They love everything. But particular item they really loved was this black bean burger that the chef made from scratch.
Wow.
He made it from scratch.
Okay.
At the time, it was me, my friend of mine, Taj, and then the chef. His name was Q. It's just us three.
Okay.
And at this time, I'm more like, the CEO, kind of like the books guy, taking the orders, counting the money, doing the shopping, making sure everything running smooth, in and out of the kitchen when as needed to help out, sort of like second in command in the kitchen. But,
Okay.
We had it and everything. So like I said, we throw the taste test in the house party. Everything's good. Boom. Everything went well. So we say, all right, this is the first week of February. We say, all right, let's take a little week off. We come back after President's Day, like February 16th, and then we're going to open. We'll open February 16th.
Okay. This still in your house, right? Still out the house.
Still in my
Okay.
house.
Okay.
The day before we opened, the second chef that jumped on board, he calls me and he says he doesn't think he's going to make it on Friday. So this, right? So now, here was the scheme. We had the greatest scheme ever. Here's how we did it. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're gonna serve the food, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we took pre-orders.
Okay.
And then Thursday we went shopping. So that way we didn't overspend or underspend. We knew exactly what we needed every time.
Wow, you guys you got a good business mind.
You know what I'm saying? So we did.
Love it.
So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we knew exactly what we needed on Thursday. We hit everything on the button. We spun right on the mark. And then Saturday and Sunday, we served. We were open from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
So you did the cooking?
So the other chef did the majority of the cooking.
Okay.
I was just sort of like, in and out the kitchen, but, making runs, running to the store if need be, keeping the orders straight, taking orders, all of that.
Okay.
Prepping, doing a lot of prep, all that type of stuff. Me and my other buddy, so it's three of us.
Okay.
Day before opening day, we have a shitload of orders. It got so crazy that we had to write it on a board. So my wife writes this stuff on a board, right?
Mm-hmm.
She gets this board from Walmart. It's like a dry erase board. There had so many orders on that board, we had to get another one. So my daughter had like this little play school dry erase on one side and chalk on the other side.
Okay.
Type of a little board. So we had to get that and write orders on both sides of that.
Wow.
And then we had to write it on paper. Right? But I want to say half of these orders, at least 50% of them was for the black bean burger. Every single order had a black bean burger on it, but specifically like half of them was just black bean. But if it was 100 orders, all 100 of them had the black bean burger on it.
Wow.
That's how I made it. It was great. Everything was great, but that was like great. Day before Thursday, he calls. He says he don't think he's going to make it. At this time, he's doing Uber, right?
This the chef, right?
Yes. Now, mind you, me and my other friend partner, we don't really know how to cook none of this shit that's on the menu. We just, it's really his recipes, his thing. We've just kind of, so he says, at this time when he says, well, first he says he's going to be late. He don't think he's going to get there at 4. He's going to be, an hour or two behind. But then he calls the day of and says he's not going to make it.
Oh, no.
He calls about 3 hours before we open. It's about 3 hours. We open it at 4. He calls about like 1 o'clock.
Wow.
And he says he doesn't think he's going to make it. Now, fact that, because at this moment, I just think he's saying he's not going to make it that day.
Right.
Later on, what I learned is he meant he's not coming at all.
Wow.
Period. Because he wants to do Uber. He must have got cold feet about, running the business. It's not for everybody. And just bailed out. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, untact. We don't know how to cook none of this shit. But we already got the orders for it.
Right.
We already got the orders for it.
Right.
Black bean burger, everything from scratch, though. So, this is 1 o'clock. Now, my wife is a school counselor. She gets out of work at 3:20. I told you we open at 4 o'clock. We're going at 4. Open at 3:20. I pick her up. Luckily, she worked about 5 minutes or so from the house. When I go to pick her up, she gets in the car and she says, what's wrong with you? Because she could just see right away.
Right.
I'm like, Q call said he's not coming. He's not coming. She's like, what? He's not coming. So, skip all the long talk because we don't have time to really discuss this. It's about to begin in about 30 minutes. I'm a solution. I find solutions.
Right.
So I say to her, because I have to do so many other things, I really don't have the time for this particular thing, which is this black bean burger. I say to her, check it out. I need you to learn how to cook a black bean burger from scratch. Mind you, she never done this shit ever in her life. She's not no chef, not no cook, nothing.
Right.
But I say to her, look, I believe in you. Just, look at me. Look at me. You can do this. I need you to learn to make a black bean burger in about 10 minutes. So, you don't have room for trial and error. You don't even have room for error.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to learn how to do this right now. But you can do it. Trust me. You can do it. So she like, I got amped up. It's like, talking to, you can hit this shot.
Yes, baby. Yes.
I'm going to hit you with this ball. I'm going to find you over and you're going to do it. She's like, all right. When I tell you my wife learned how to make this black bean burger in about 15 minutes, and when I tell you that the customers didn't even know that the recipe changed.
Are you serious?
They didn't even know that the recipe. Matter of fact, they were like, this is better than the first time.
Are you serious?
I call it the Big Mac and go vegan because it saved the ship.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tell you this. Here's the real important piece to this was the fact that, I'm gonna tell you how God knows his children.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he would have just told me the day before or a few days before that he was gonna bail, I would have bailed myself.
Really?
We wouldn't even be having this conversation about go vegan, Philly. If he would have called me in enough time to call it quits, I would have called it quits. But because he told me in such a short window of time, there was no turning back. And
you had everybody, did they prepay and things like that?
Yeah, already pre-ordered, prepaid, everything.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it was in such a short window of time, there was no turning back for me.
Wow.
So throughout my life, there was so many moments where I just quit things because of something like that happening. You know what I'm saying? So, but this time it was like God saying, I just need you to see that you can do this shit without people.
Right. You made it happen. And you're doing a wonderful job. So you've had your first restaurant was opened in Philly?
Yes, Conshohocken.
Okay. And now you have one also here, also in Delaware on Lincoln Street in Wilmington, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what I want to do is take a quick little break right here. And when we come back, can you just give us some pointers to the listeners or whoever may want to think about going vegan? Because now that we know if we're in this area where we can get flavorful, wonderful food from to help us through this journey, because I'm going to tell you what was my favorite, the little spring rolls, oh my goodness. I was like,
rolls or cheesesteak rolls?
The cheesesteak rolls, the cheesesteak roll. Yeah. Oh my, they were so good. But I was trying to be careful to watch my calories, though, because I didn't want to get caught up thinking because I'm eating vegan, I can eat as much as I want to. You know what I mean? But we're going to take a quick little break, and then when we come back, if you can just give us some pointers on those who want to go vegan. I'm Simone Love. And after my son was sentenced to life plus 527 years, I took on some of the guilt for his predicament, which I portray in this next release titled Sorry, available June 3rd on most streaming networks. But you'll hear it first right now, right here on redmediaradio.com. This song is for all the single parents out there that's holding it down on your own. Nobody's perfect, and then I just want to let you know that it's okay to say I'm sorry if it's pain I left you. Sorry if I disappointed you. I'm so sorry. Living single life ain't easy. Living without wealth can get the best of me. Sorry for the pain I left you. So sorry if I disappointed you. A parent's love is unconditional. A single parent home, no excuse but not traditional. I'm so sorry. Two jobs holding it on your own ain't easy. Be cautious of those you introduce into their lives. Believe me, and I know. Sorry if I left you. Ooh yeah, ooh. Sorry for the pain I left you. Sorry if I disappointed you. I'm so sorry. Living single life ain't easy. Living without wealth can get the best of me. Living single life ain't easy. I'm so sorry. Living single life ain't easy. Living single life ain't easy. Oh, I'm not done yet, because it is our jobs to be that of a nurturer for our children. So I always wonder, could I have, should I have, could I have? Should I have assured you read more books? Should I have been cautious what I do? Could I have, should I have, should I have? Oh yeah. Should I have assured you understood? Could I have assured you were secure? Could I have, should I have? Oh yeah. We are back here with Mr. Shaun Thomas, who is the owner of Go Vegan Philly. Thank you again, Mr. Thomas, for being with us.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, so, we heard your amazing story about how you got started with the Go Vegan, and, I'm so proud of you that you kept going, and so happy that your wife was able to make that burger for us, because I don't know what I would be doing without you right now. So give us some pointers, if you don't mind, of some of the for anybody who's listening right now that may want to consider going vegan. What is your recommendation?
I recommend that you do a cleanse or a detox first, to kind of flush out the bad stuff, the old stuff that's still there.
Okay.
Because that stuff can sort of like, knock on your body and bring those cravings back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you're not cleansing it out. And just recommending that, because it's always good to detox or cleanse your way into a new phase in life, period. And something short, 5-day, 7-day, 10-day cleanse, nothing long and drawn out. Something short, and then make a list. So make a list of things that you want to stop doing, whether it's pork, red meat, chicken, turkey, egg, dairy, whatever, smoking, drinking, whatever you're doing. Just make a list so you can see these things and see where your life is, and you can talk to it, and it can talk back to you and say, okay, champ, you made this list, and it's staring at you and saying, this is what you promised, this is what you said you were going to stop doing. And, after that cleanse or that detox, start circling things off that list.
Okay.
Put some people on there too.
Right. We all know that. We all know we got those.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When this cleanse is done, I ain't messing with him, her, them, or they.
Right.
Because a lot of people can trigger you into that type of eating. You know, they stress you. You know,
Right. Make you want to
you're
eat.
right back.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But always do that, and like I said, make a list, man. And circle. If it's short, then we circle one thing. You know, we can do that every season. You know, if it's long, then let's circle two things to kind of expedite, kind of speed this up.
Gotcha.
You know, a little bit. You know, and take that. You know, take a year to do it. You know, you don't have to rush into it. Like I said, make that list and just start circling things off. And I say in about 12 months, you could be fully plant-based and fully vegan. You know, the meat you eat don't eat meat. Chickens don't eat chicken fingers, and cows don't eat steak. So where they get their protein from, which is really amino acids. You know, they get it from the plants, the fruits and the vegetables.
Isn't that something?
You know what I'm saying? So for you to think that you need to go through this secondary source to get it, no, you can go right to the source. You can eat what they're eating.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then the next thing is, you know, the strongest animals on the planet are all vegan. You know, gorilla, elephant, rhino, and a horse. So if a gorilla is that strong, you know, and it's not eating no other meat, you know, so if you're afraid that, well, I'm going to lose strength, no, you're not. Look at a gorilla. You know, if you're afraid that, you know, well, I'm going to lose mass on my body, no, you're not. Look at an elephant. The biggest thing out there, and they never ate another animal.
Unbelievable when you think about it like that.
You know, so gorilla, elephant, a rhino. Look how much force a rhino can have. If you're afraid you're going to lose force, no, you're not. Look at the rhino. You know what I mean? If a rhino run into something, it's dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then look at a horse. Just look at all that horsepower, that power.
Yes.
That never eat another animal. So this is you know, just simple ways to think about it. You know, and then, you know, your gut. Just think about your gut. So your gut is really hot, 100 degrees down there. Now, obviously, when you kill something, you put it in the freezer because of decomposition, right? So put it in the freezer because it does what? It slows down decomposition. That's why we put raw meat where we put it. We put it in the freezer.
Right.
To slow the decomposition down. But what speeds that up? Heat speeds that up. Right? So now, what is your belly? An incubator or a freezer?
Incubator.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. So now you speeding up death on your own self. So this meat is decomposing in your gut.
Yeah.
Super fast because it's hot down there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very simple to just put together and think about. You know what I mean? When you think about it. You know?
Yeah.
And this stuff is just, you know, taking, you know, years off your life and good years. You know what I mean? You got people that. So it's not about me trying to outlive anyone on this diet. It's just that no matter how long I get, however many years God bless me with here, I want them to be the healthiest years. I don't want to be on nobody's medication. I want to live till I'm 60, but 30 of the years I was on a pill bottle.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, since I've been doing it a little bit over 2 weeks, I feel great. Like I'm not tired. I don't want to sleep till 12 o'clock like I normally do. I don't want to take a nap. I wake up like 5, 6 o'clock and I'm trying to force myself to go back to sleep because I got so much energy. So
you like that lion.
Yeah. It's
lion
like
eat that meat, you got to sleep 18 hours.
I'm just waiting for, you know, once I really get into it, how much better I'm going to feel. I can't wait, I'm telling you.
Every time they get Discovery Channel, when they come back from commercial break, them monkeys still swinging on them trees. They don't need
I know, right? You are right about that. All that energy. Wow. Yeah, that's wonderful. So if you know, we got listeners that's all over, but if they happen to be in this area, you have a website with your menu, correct?
Yes. That's goveganphilly.org. Okay,
and just to is the black bean burger still your best selling item?
Well, we just won best cheesesteak in Delaware.
Yeah, that cheesesteak was good too. I think I bought a few of everything. I got the cheesesteak that came back the next day. Remember? Did you see me the next day? and got my snacks for the weekend. But everything was wonderful that I had. I just want you to know that. Even the what was the pie?
Oh yeah, the sweet
Oh
potato
my
cheesecake.
goodness, that was so good. Oh my goodness.
So that's what Go Vegan Philly is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I started this, I looked in the industry and I saw that there wasn't a middleman. There was no middleman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was either raw food on the right and standard American on the left.
Right.
There was nothing in the middle to help people transition over to that. You know, it was just two extremes. It was just the two extremes. That's it.
Got you.
So, you know, I just wanted to be the middleman to help people cross that bridge. Just be the bridge in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
And we're so glad to have you.
You know?
Yeah.
And like I said, when I looked in the industry, you know, it was like people heard vegan, you hear plant-based, but there was no face attached to it. There was no vibe or no energy attached to it. You know, I would have people say like, "Oh man, what's that white people stuff?" You know, I'm like, no, actually, you're going back to your own roots. You know,
our folks,
you know,
I'll tell you.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, I use that. You know, I take notes on stuff like that because it was two very important moments to me that helped with Go Vegan. Also, aside from the story I told you about how it started, two other very important ones was, you know, a buddy of mine. Like I said, when I would go out to restaurants, the food was it wasn't tasty at all. It was so bland and just so corny and just like
Right.
But I wanted to be vegan so bad. I was just eating it. You know, I was just putting up with it. Like, but I knew I didn't want to eat the old stuff.
Right.
You know. But I'm like, my family and friends ain't gonna eat this crap. You know, there's no way they're gonna eat this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just not tasty. It's just not good. So I would like tell the restaurant, like, oh man, you know, you should do this to it or do that to it. And one day my buddy was like, man, stop telling these people to do it. Like, you do it.
Right.
You know, they're like, they can't do it. You have to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, light bulb, okay. And then the next moment was, you know, I'm hanging out in the recording studio with some other friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my other friends, when he comes in, now he's a meat eater. He eats bison, cricket, he don't care. He wants some animal on his plate. He don't care. You know?
Right.
Like, he's like, man, but he said, man, Wood, they call me Hollywood on the street. So he's like, man, Wood, he's like, I would be vegan just because you make it look cool.
Wow.
Another light bulb. Okay.
You got some good friends around you. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Thank them.
Man, I got the best. Yes.
Inspiring.
You know yep.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I'm taking notes. One, it's got to be flavorful, especially for black people. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be something they identify with. You got to give them that cool face, that cool factor, that you know, people, and this is people in general, I just think, like, you know, it could be something to save their life, but they're probably more concerned about if the cool kids are doing it or not.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, okay, you know, I could be giving you the very first pair of Gucci sneaks or the very first pair of Nikes or the very first, but you're like, who else is wearing these?
Right.
You know,
right.
You're like, well, you know, is Jay-Z wearing them? Who's wearing them?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Gotta be a fad. Right.
There's gotta be something that people looking out their window and see other people doing it, then they'll do it. You know? So it's like, okay, I'll use myself, you know. I use those moments, you know, like my friend saying, man, you make it look cool. You're a cool guy. Okay, you think I'm the cool guy? Okay, I'm going to do it first. I'm going to do it, and then you guys are going to follow me. And they all have.
Nice.
They all have.
That's
you know what
good.
I'm saying? So, you know, just give them that face, man. They can identify with what the cool thing is, the identity, really. They can identify with this person. You know, I had a customer just the other day say, you know, I was saying that to her. She was asking me some of the questions like you asked me, and I was just telling her this story. She's like, I get it. She was an old white lady. She said, I get it, you know. Can't no old white woman with no white hair tell somebody to be vegan. They'd be like, oh, get out of here. You know? Ain't nobody trying to hear no old white lady tell them to go eat some vegetables.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny. That's
you
funny.
Know?
That's funny.
I'm just like, it's that way, you know, but I like it that way. At least I know, you know, I like to deal with things as they are. I can deal with them better.
Right,
you know?
right.
You know, I might wish it was another way or it wasn't like that, but hey, it's like that. But guess what? I'm glad that I know it's like that because now I can work with it.
Right.
To know that, give them a cool face, put some flavor on it. Okay, these are easy things, and I kind of liken it to, just real quick, like it's like Puff Daddy
Mm-hmm.
and Biggie Smalls and Bad Boy in general, the whole label.
Mm-hmm.
Black people always went to the nightclub and drank champagne and hung out way before Bad Boy ever put out a record.
Right.
This is going way back to the 20s and 30s. And, what I mean? Black people always went out to the Piggly Wiggly and went to the nightclub and drank and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But here comes Bad Boy. Here comes Puff, specifically. And he now gives, like, the nightlife a face.
Right.
There's a face now. So now when, even still, to this day, you go in a nightclub, it's like you want to feel like Puff Daddy when you're in there. Because for some reason he made it look like whatever was going on in his section was something different that was going on your side of the club.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like him and Biggie made it feel like something. But even though for decades black people always been in the night, but now you have something to identify with to say, okay, now when I'm in here, I want to feel like this. I want to look like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it was just, I'm going to give it a face. Just give it a face. And now people can identify with something, know exactly the shirt they want to put on, the hat they want to put on, the watch, the ring, and, with champagne they want to buy when they in there. That's all.
Right,
now, Shaun comes, Go Vegan Philly comes, and now the vegan world's like, okay, I know I want fried chicken, oyster mushrooms. I know I want crab cake, that's jackfruit. I know I want some fish, that's hearts of palm. Now I just gave it a face, and now they can identify with that. They know what they want and how they want to do it.
Okay. Right.
And now people that come after me, I want them to do it way bigger than I ever done it, and just keep doing it big and just keep doing it big.
And that's exactly what you're doing. And you also, so you're down on Lincoln Street, right? What are your hours? Give us your website again, and we'll make sure we keep you in mind when we're ready to go vegan.
Yes, so I'm on the west side. I'm actually in Little Italy section of Wilmington on the west side, 607 North Lincoln Street. Go Vegan Philly. You can always Google us, Go Vegan Philly. My hours are, I'm open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we open from noon to 8 p.m. Friday is our latest day. We open from noon to 9 p.m. Saturday is our earliest day. We open from noon to 6 p.m.
And let me just add that your location is inviting. It's clean. It's friendly. It's just, if you are in the area, you have to go past and see Shaun Thomas at Go Vegan Philly. Anything else you want to add, sir?
Just believe in yourself. Believe in your ideas. You didn't have the idea for no reason. Believe in it, but act on it. Don't waste no time.
Definitely.
You don't have to have it all figured out. You can have the 2% figured out, 5%, 10%, 25% figured out. But go.
Go.
Green light, go. And get the lessons, figure out the rest on the journey. Don't sit around. Don't wait. Don't think that I have to have it all figured out. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. Don't ever try to do that. Just throw rims on the bitch. That's it.
Well, that is excellent advice. Thank you for sharing, all the obstacles that you had to go through to get to where you are today, but it's perseverance that continued to get you there. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing. You might have the pastor on the line. I'm off.
That's okay. We heard those words before and worse. Okay, but I want to thank you again for coming on and sharing your story and your vision and your success. I really appreciate you.
And I love y'all, man. I love my people. That's why I started it. I love black people, man. I ain't never gonna stop. Whatever I can do to try to help change my people for the better, I'm going to be here. This is why I started Go Vegan Philly, because I wanted my people to eat better. You eat better, you think better. You think better, you live better.
Exactly. Well, again, thank you for coming on, and we will be seeing you. I'll be seeing you soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you again to Mr. Shaun Thomas for sharing his wonderful, wonderful adventure and story with us. And just remember, if you are traveling up and down I-95, it is easily accessible in Wilmington, Delaware from the 95 corridor. So please stop in and show this gentleman some love. Now, as we prepare for our last episode next Wednesday, I just want to let you know that we will be preparing educational and informative content for you for season 2 of Simone Love's Hour. But I want to also thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and I will see you back here next Wednesday, same time, same place, on redmediaradio.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
This episode of Simone Love Hour was sponsored by TDS Accounting and Tax Services. Call us at 202-299-4082 to make an appointment today.